Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of U.S. state quarter-dollar coins, as some of these coins are rare and can make you rich overnight. In this video, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating coins from the United States Mint, the Connecticut State Quarter from 1999. Don't let its small size fool you. This quarter holds a powerful story, and for some lucky collectors, it might even hold a fortune. So, grab your magnifying glass, sit back, and let's uncover the mystery behind this incredible coin. The Connecticut State Quarter is part of the famous 50 State Quarters program, one of the most beloved series in U.S. coin history. It was launched in 1999, with 5 states represented each year in the order they joined the Union. Connecticut was one of the first 5, celebrating its rich heritage, proud history, and natural beauty. The coin immediately captured attention, not just because of its elegant design, but also because of the artistry and symbolism hidden within it. The design on this quarter features the legendary charter oak, a massive tree that became a symbol of American freedom and resilience. According to history, the charter oak was the hiding place for Connecticut's royal charter during a tense political standoff with the British in the 1600s. When British authorities tried to seize the charter, it was secretly hidden inside the hollow of this majestic tree to keep it safe. That single act became a symbol of the colonists' determination to protect their rights and liberties. So when you hold the Connecticut Quarter, you're holding a tribute to courage, independence, and American spirit. The intricate details of the charter oak on this coin are truly stunning. Its twisting branches fill nearly the entire reverse side, creating a natural masterpiece in miniature form. Beneath the tree are the inscriptions "The Charter Oak, Connecticut," and the year 1788, the year the state joined the Union. The obverse side shows the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, just like on the regular Washington Quarter. But the magic lies in what makes this coin stand out from the ordinary. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While millions of Connecticut quarters were minted for circulation in 1999, not all of them were created perfectly. A small number came out with unique minting errors, tiny mistakes that turned these everyday coins into rare collector's treasures. These errors are what makes certain Connecticut quarters worth far more than 25 cents. Some of the most fascinating errors include off-center strikes, where the design appears slightly shifted from the center. Others show double-die errors, where parts of the design appear duplicated, giving a ghostly, doubled image effect. Then there are the coins struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the coin blank wasn't meant for a quarter at all. Imagine finding a Connecticut state design on a nickel-colored metal or with the wrong size. Those are the kinds of coins that collectors dream of finding. Another rare variation involves missing or partial cladding. U.S. quarters are made from layers of copper and nickel, but sometimes the nickel coating is improperly applied, leaving parts of the copper core exposed. This gives the coin a strange reddish tone, and because it's so rare, it's worth serious money to the right collector. There are also examples of quarters struck with broad strikes or die cracks, where the coin appears stretched or shows a raised line running through the design. These minting quirks, while technically mistakes, make each coin completely unique. No two errors are ever exactly alike. That uniqueness is what collectors crave most. Even without errors, the Connecticut Quarter holds a special place in numismatic history. Being one of the first state quarters ever issued, it marks the beginning of one of the most successful coin programs in the United States. The early state quarters, especially from 1999, were produced in massive numbers, but were quickly hoarded by the public because of their novelty. Finding one today in perfect, uncirculated condition, especially a proof version or one with an error, can be a true prize. Coin collectors often say that the value of a coin is not just about metal. It's about story, rarity, and condition. The Connecticut Quarter has all three. Its historical symbolism gives it a timeless story. Its minting errors make it rare, and in pristine condition, it shines with collector appeal. Many coin enthusiasts have searched through boxes of quarters hoping to find one of these elusive treasures, and some have indeed struck gold. Figuratively speaking, how can you tell if your Connecticut quarter is valuable? First, check the mint mark. The quarters were minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The S mint mark usually means a proof coin, which was made especially for collectors. Proof coins have a mirror-like finish and sharp details. If you have one with an error or in perfect, untouched condition, you could be looking at something extraordinary. When examining your coin, use a magnifier to look for doubling on the lettering, the branches of the tree, or Washington's features. Check the edges and the overall alignment of the design. Any unusual features could be the key to unlocking its hidden value. Some of these rare error coins have sold at major auctions and online marketplaces for astonishing amounts of money, surprising even seasoned collectors. Now comes the part every coin enthusiast waits for, the potential value. Among the countless Connecticut quarters out there, a few exceptional examples have captured the attention of collectors worldwide. These are the coins with flawless preservation, brilliant luster, and rare minting mistakes that make them one of a kind. And one of these extraordinary Connecticut state quarters from 1999 has reached a value of $82,000 to SO. The next time you come across a 1999 Connecticut quarter, take a closer look. That simple coin in your change could be far more than pocket money. It could be a piece of American history and maybe even a hidden treasure. Keep your eyes open, your magnifier ready, and your curiosity alive, because you never know which coin might be your lucky find. Top 2, we're exploring one of the most talked about coins in modern American history, the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter. At first glance, it might look like just another coin from your change, but trust me, there's something very special about this one. Hidden among ordinary quarters are a few mysterious versions of this coin that have stunned collectors across the world. So, if you're a coin enthusiast or simply someone who loves a good treasure story, you'll want to listen closely, because this coin might just surprise you. Let's start with a little background. The Wisconsin State Quarter was released in 2004 as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program, one of the most successful series ever created by the United States Mint. This series ran from 1999 to 2008, featuring unique designs for every state, celebrating their heritage, history, and symbols. Wisconsin's coin was the 29th in the series, and it beautifully captured the spirit of America's Dairyland. The reverse design of the Wisconsin Quarter is both simple and powerful. It features a proud cow representing the state's dairy farming tradition, a round of cheese symbolizing Wisconsin's famous cheese industry, and an ear of corn representing its strong agricultural roots. Above the design, the state's motto, "Forward," reminds everyone of Wisconsin's progressive vision and hardworking spirit. The obverse side carries the familiar portrait of George Washington, as seen on all state quarters. But what makes the Wisconsin Quarter truly special isn't the design itself. It's a mysterious detail that appeared on a very small number of coins. Now, here's where the story takes a thrilling turn. In late 2004, collectors began noticing something odd on some Wisconsin quarters minted in Denver. Right beneath the ear of corn, there was an extra little detail, a leaf that wasn't supposed to be there. Two distinct varieties appeared, one with what looked like an extra high leaf, and another with a low leaf. These were not part of the original design approved by the Mint. Somehow, they showed up on a limited number of coins and quickly became the talk of the numismatic world. No one knew exactly how or why these extra leaves appeared. Some experts suggested that it was the result of accidental damage to the die during the minting process. Others speculated that it might have been a deliberate alteration by a mint worker, a tiny act that turned ordinary coins into modern-day treasures. Whatever the reason, these small leaves transformed the 2004 Wisconsin State Quarter into one of the most sought-after modern-era coins in existence. At first, collectors thought it was just a minor curiosity, but as the news spread, the value of these error quarters began to skyrocket. Coin hunters started examining their pocket change, hoping to find one of these legendary leaf coins. The excitement swept across the country. Suddenly, everyday people were checking the reverse of every Wisconsin quarter they could find, and a few lucky ones struck gold, figuratively speaking. The rarity of the high leaf and low leaf varieties comes down to sheer numbers. Millions of Wisconsin quarters were minted, but only a tiny fraction carried the extra leaf error. Most of these came from the Denver Mint, marked with a small D just next to Washington's ponytail on the obverse. That's why collectors pay special attention to Wisconsin quarters with a Denver mint mark. The Philadelphia versions, marked with a P, don't have these famous errors. For collectors, the discovery of the leaf varieties turned a simple 25-cent coin into a legendary piece of numismatic history. The design, already rich with state symbolism, now carried a mysterious twist that made each error coin truly unique. What's even more fascinating is that there are subtle differences between each error coin. No two are perfectly identical. Some high leaves appear slightly thicker or more curved, while some low leaves are faintly struck. This uniqueness only adds to their allure. Condition, of course, plays a major role in determining a coin's value. A well-worn Wisconsin error quarter might sell for a few $100s, but one in pristine, uncirculated condition, especially those graded and certified by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can fetch astonishing amounts. Collectors prize sharp details, bright luster, and well-preserved surfaces. The better the condition, the higher the demand. Beyond the market value, this coin carries a story that every coin lover finds irresistible. It's a perfect blend of mystery, rarity, and history, a coin that reminds us how even in the modern minting era, surprises still happen. The Wisconsin Error Quarter represents the excitement of coin collecting itself, the thrill of discovery, the beauty of craftsmanship, and the joy of holding a piece of American history in your hand. If you want to check your own Wisconsin quarters, here's how to do it. Look closely at the ear of corn on the reverse side. Just below the left side of the cob, you might notice an extra leaf curving upward or downward. The upward one is known as the high leaf, while the downward one is the low leaf. Use a magnifying glass or zoom in with your phone camera to see the detail clearly. If your coin has either of those, congratulations. You may be holding something incredibly valuable. These error coins have been featured in countless articles, television segments, and collector guides. They've become a modern legend in U.S. coinage, proving that even small imperfections can create huge excitement. Every time someone finds a Wisconsin quarter, there's that spark of hope. Could this be the one with the secret leaf? That moment of anticipation is what makes collecting so thrilling. So, what's the ultimate value of this extraordinary coin? Well, among all the rare and unique varieties discovered, some of the finest examples, the ones in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, with a clearly defined high or low leaf, have reached unbelievable prices at auctions and among private collectors. One of these special 2004 Wisconsin state quarters has sold for an incredible $80,000. And that, my friends, is why this unassuming little quarter continues to fascinate coin lovers everywhere. So, the next time you get a handful of change, take a closer look. Top 3, we're journeying to the heart of the American South to uncover the story behind one of the most beautiful and mysterious coins in the 50 State Quarters series, the 2002 Mississippi State Quarter. This coin doesn't just celebrate the Magnolia State's charm and heritage. For a few lucky collectors, it has turned into a symbol of unexpected wealth. So sit back, listen carefully, and let's unravel the secrets of the Mississippi Quarter, a coin that could transform your change into a small treasure. The 2002 Mississippi State Quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's revolutionary 50 State Quarters program, one of the most popular coin programs in American history. Each state was honored with its own unique design, reflecting its history, culture, and symbols. When Mississippi's quarter was released, it immediately caught attention for its breathtaking beauty and intricate design. But on the reverse side of the coin, you'll see the magnolia flower, the official state flower of Mississippi and a symbol of grace and strength. The design features 2 magnolia blossoms in full bloom, surrounded by the words Mississippi and the state's proud title, the Magnolia State. The detail in the petals and leaves makes this coin one of the most elegant designs of the entire state series. It's a perfect tribute to a state known for its natural beauty and southern charm. The obverse side of the coin features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, which has been the face of the U.S. quarter for decades. But while the design might look ordinary at first glance, the story of this coin's rarity lies not in its artwork, but in a few fascinating minting mistakes that have turned some of these quarters into modern-day treasures. The Mississippi State Quarter was minted at 2 main locations: Philadelphia, marked with a P, and Denver, marked with a D. Millions of coins rolled off the presses at both mints, but among them, a small number were struck with unique and mysterious errors. These rare mistakes are what transform an ordinary 25-cent piece into something worth thousands. One of the most talked about errors found on the Mississippi Quarter is the double die error. In these rare cases, parts of the design appear slightly doubled, as if shadowed by a ghost image. You can often see this doubling on the letters of Mississippi, the date 2002, or the intricate details of the magnolia blossoms. This type of error occurs when the die used to strike the coin shifts slightly during production, causing a second impression. For collectors, this doubling is like finding a hidden signature from the mint, completely unintentional and incredibly valuable. Another fascinating variation is the off-center strike. Imagine a coin where the design isn't perfectly aligned with the circular shape, where part of the image is pushed toward the edge or even missing. Off-center strikes happen when the coin blank is not properly positioned between the dies. The more dramatic the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. A Mississippi quarter with a major off-center strike can easily fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if the date and key details are still visible. There are also examples of die cracks and die chips on the Mississippi quarter. These appear as raised lines or small bumps on the coin, often near the magnolia blossoms or along the edges of the letters. While minor die cracks are common and not always valuable, large or unusual ones, especially those that stand out visually, are highly prized by collectors because no two are ever exactly the same. Each error tells a one-of-a-kind story. Another rare and fascinating type of minting mistake involves the planchet itself, the blank piece of metal before the coin is struck. Some Mississippi quarters were accidentally struck on planchets meant for other denominations or with incomplete metal layers, leading to odd coloring, missing cladding, or uneven textures. These wrong planchet and missing clad errors are incredibly scarce, and collectors will pay top dollar for well-preserved examples. What makes the 2002 Mississippi quarter even more special is that it represents the beauty of modern minting combined with the unpredictability of human and mechanical error. The coin's elegant floral design contrasts with the rugged imperfections of its rare variants, making it an irresistible piece for both seasoned numismatists and casual collectors. If you're wondering whether you might have one of these rare gems, it's time to grab a magnifying glass and take a closer look at your Mississippi quarters. Start by examining the lettering for any signs of doubling or ghost-like images. Then, check the edges of the coin. Look for cracks, chips, or areas where the design seems incomplete. Pay special attention to how the magnolia blossoms appear. Any unusual shapes, extra lines, or misalignments could indicate an error. The key to unlocking the true value of your coin lies in its condition. Coins that have remained untouched by circulation, those with no scratches, discoloration, or wear, are considered uncirculated and can be worth many times more than their face value. When you combine a mint error with perfect preservation, you get a collector's dream. Many of the most valuable error quarters have been discovered in rolls of untouched coins saved since their release. So if you have old rolls of quarters tucked away, now might be the perfect time to check them. Over the years, the Mississippi quarter has earned a reputation not only for its artistic beauty, but also for its hidden surprises. Collectors around the world continue to search for those rare, error-filled examples that defy expectations. Every time one surfaces, it reignites the excitement of modern coin collecting, proof that treasures can still be found in the most ordinary places, even in your own pocket change. Now, let's talk about what everyone's been waiting for, the value. Among all the Mississippi state quarters discovered, a few extraordinary pieces stand out. These are coins with clear, dramatic errors and flawless preservation. Coins that combine beauty, rarity, and mystery into one. One such exceptional example of the 2002 Mississippi quarter has reached an astounding value of $78,000. So, the next time you receive a quarter in your change, don't just toss it in a jar. Take a moment to look closely. That Mississippi quarter in your hand might be far more than 25 cents. It could be a piece of history, a symbol of craftsmanship, and maybe even a hidden fortune waiting to be discovered. We're taking a journey to one of America's most historic states, Maryland, to explore the fascinating 2000 Maryland State Quarter. It's a coin that celebrates the state's proud past, But for a few lucky collectors, it also represents something far greater, a chance to uncover a modern-day fortune. So stay tuned, listen closely, and let's dive into the hidden secrets of the Maryland Quarter, a coin that continues to amaze collectors around the world. The Maryland State Quarter was released in 2000 as part of the U.S. Mint's famous 50 State Quarters program. This series became one of the most popular coin collections in American history, as each coin beautifully showcased the unique identity of a different state. When the Maryland Quarter entered circulation, it quickly stood out for its stately and elegant design that pays tribute to Maryland's deep historical roots. The reverse side of the coin features the dome of the Maryland State House in Annapolis, the oldest state capitol still in continuous use, and also the only one ever used as the U.S. Capitol. The design proudly displays the words, "The Old Line State," a nickname given to Maryland for its courageous Revolutionary War soldiers. Surrounding the dome are branches of the white oak, Maryland's official state tree. Together, these symbols represent strength, endurance, and the state's vital role in the nation's founding. On the obverse side, we see the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, which appears on all state quarters. But while the artwork might seem familiar, it's what lies beneath the surface that makes the 2000 Maryland Quarter truly fascinating. You see, not every Maryland Quarter came out of the mint looking the same. A small number of these coins contain rare minting errors, tiny mistakes that occurred during production, that have transformed them from ordinary pocket change into collector's treasures. The Maryland Quarter was produced at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, marked with a P or D on the obverse. And there were also proof versions from the San Francisco Mint, marked with an S. While millions were made, only a handful emerged with unique flaws that make them extremely rare. One of the most talked about errors found on the Maryland Quarter is the double die error. On some coins, the lettering or details of the dome appear slightly doubled, creating a ghost-like effect. This happens when the die shifts slightly between strikes, giving parts of the design a doubled appearance. The doubling might be seen on the words Maryland 2000, or even on the branches of the oak leaves. Another exciting variation is the off-center strike. When a coin is struck off-center, part of the design appears pushed toward the edge or cut off entirely. The more dramatic the misalignment, the rarer the coin becomes. A Maryland Quarter with a strong off-center strike, where the date or mint mark is still visible, can attract serious attention from collectors and fetch impressive prices at auctions. Then there are the broad strike errors, where the coin was struck without the retaining collar that normally keeps it in perfect circular shape. These coins appear wider and flatter than usual, with blurred edges, making them stand out instantly to anyone with a sharp eye. Add in the occasional die crack or die chip, where raised lines or blobs of extra metal appear near the design, and you have a whole world of rare variations that collectors can spend years searching for. Perhaps the most fascinating and valuable error of all, though, is the wrong planchet strike. This occurs when a quarter design is mistakenly struck on a blank intended for another coin, such as a nickel or a dime. These mistakes are extremely rare, and when they happen, the resulting coin is one of a kind. A Maryland Quarter struck on the wrong planchet can weigh differently, look slightly off in color, or have an incomplete rim. Collectors love these oddities because they reveal the unpredictable side of minting technology. Even without errors, uncirculated and proof versions of the Maryland Quarter have strong collector appeal. Proof coins, which were struck specifically for collectors, have mirror-like surfaces and sharper details. When kept in perfect condition, these coins can maintain their brilliance for decades, and with an error on top of that perfection, their value skyrockets. What makes the Maryland Quarter especially captivating is the way its symbolism connects with the story of these rare minting errors. The dome of the State House stands tall and flawless in most coins, representing stability and order, but in a few rare ones, the imperfections tell their own story of uniqueness and rarity. Each error coin becomes a piece of minting history, a frozen moment when something went unpredictably right for collectors. If you want to check whether your Maryland Quarter might be one of the rare ones, here's what to do. First, grab a magnifying glass and look closely at the lettering, especially Maryland and the Old Line State. Any doubling or shadowing could indicate a double die error. Then examine the edges of the coin. If it looks uneven, stretched, or unusually wide, you might have a broad strike or off-center strike. Look for small bumps or raised lines near the dome or the oak branches. Those could be die cracks. Finally, if the coin looks thinner or the metal color seems slightly different, it could be a wrong planchet strike. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins like these, and when one surfaces in pristine condition, it becomes a highlight of any collection. Auction houses, online marketplaces, and coin shows have all seen rare Maryland quarters sell for eye-catching sums. For collectors, finding one of these coins isn't just about the money. It's about the thrill of discovery and the joy of holding a small piece of American minting history. Every quarter in the 50-state series tells a story, but the Maryland quarter carries a special kind of magic. It represents both America's rich history and the wonder of modern collecting. It reminds us that even in the age of precision machines, rare mistakes still slip through. Mistakes that turn into treasures for those who take the time to look closely. And now, for the part every coin lover waits for, the ultimate value reveal. Among all the Maryland state quarters ever found, a few with dramatic minting errors and flawless preservation have achieved incredible prices in the collector's market. One extraordinary example of the 2000 Maryland quarter has been valued at an astonishing $76,000 to SO. The next time you receive a handful of quarters in your change, take a moment to look closely. That simple Maryland quarter might not just be a coin. It could be a hidden masterpiece waiting to be discovered. Top 5, we're heading deep into the American South to explore a remarkable coin that has captured the attention of collectors everywhere. The 2000 South Carolina State Quarter. This coin doesn't just celebrate the beauty and pride of South Carolina. It hides secrets that make a few rare versions worth a small fortune. So stay tuned, listen carefully, and let's uncover why this simple state quarter has become one of the most fascinating coins in modern American history. The South Carolina State Quarter was released in the year 2000 as part of the U.S. Mint's legendary 50 State Quarters program. This program ran from 1999 to 2008 and was designed to honor each state with a unique design that told its story. When South Carolina's turn came, the Mint created a design rich with symbolism, perfectly capturing the heart and heritage of the Palmetto State. The reverse side of the coin is a visual celebration of South Carolina. At the center is an outline of the state itself, surrounded by 3 powerful state symbols: the palmetto tree, the Carolina wren, and the yellow jessamine flower. Each of these represents a key part of South Carolina's identity. The palmetto tree, symbolizing resilience and victory from the Revolutionary War; the wren, symbolizing nature and freedom; and the yellow jessamine, representing the state's natural beauty. Above the design are the words, "The Palmetto State," and just below sits the year 2000, marking its release. The obverse of the coin features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, which has been the face of the quarter for decades. While the design may seem familiar, what makes this coin truly remarkable are the rare minting errors and unusual variations that have been discovered since its release. These are the little details that turn a common quarter into a collector's dream, and sometimes a life-changing discovery. The South Carolina quarter was minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, and collectors have identified several rare errors from these mints. One of the most fascinating and sought-after errors is the double die strike. In these rare coins, parts of the design appear slightly doubled, especially noticeable on the lettering around the state outline or on the bird's wings. This happens when the coin die shifts slightly during the striking process, causing the image to be impressed twice. The result is a coin that looks subtly, but unmistakably, different from the rest, and that tiny difference makes it incredibly valuable. Another rare and exciting variation is the off-center strike. This occurs when the coin blank isn't perfectly aligned in the press during minting, causing the design to be printed off to one side. Depending on how far off-center the strike is, these coins can be extremely valuable, especially if the date and mint mark are still visible. An off-center South Carolina quarter with perfect detail and a clean error can easily fetch thousands. There are also known examples of broad strike errors, where the coin was struck without the retaining collar, allowing the metal to expand outward. These coins appear larger and slightly distorted, with blurry rims and stretched designs. For collectors, these broad strikes are visual proof of a fascinating minting mishap, and their rarity only adds to their allure. Then there are the wrong planchet errors. These are the true gems for serious collectors. In rare cases, a South Carolina quarter was accidentally struck on a planchet meant for another denomination, such as a nickel or dime. These coins are lighter, thinner, or different in color and texture. Because such errors are almost impossible to replicate intentionally, they're some of the most valuable coins in existence. A wrong planchet South Carolina quarter in perfect condition is a once-in-a-lifetime find. Die cracks and die chips are also among the smaller but intriguing errors. They appear as raised lines, extra bumps, or blobs of metal in areas where the die has been damaged or worn out. Some of these cracks run dramatically through the state outline or across the palmetto tree, making them stand out visually. Each one is unique, turning every coin with a distinct flaw into a one-of-a-kind piece of history. Beyond errors, the South Carolina quarter holds value for its beauty and symbolism. Collectors appreciate it as one of the most detailed and meaningful designs in the entire state quarter series. The blend of state pride, nature, and history makes it a standout coin even without errors. Proof versions, especially those struck in San Francisco with the S mint mark, are particularly prized for their mirror-like finish and sharp details. When these proof coins are preserved in flawless, uncirculated condition, they can become valuable additions to any collection. Oh, how can you tell if your South Carolina quarter is one of these special coins? Start by examining the lettering and designs with a magnifying glass. Look for doubling on the words "the Palmetto State" or around the edges of the state outline. Then check the alignment of the design. If it's shifted toward the rim, you may have an off-center strike. If the coin looks unusually wide or the edges appear smooth and stretched, it could be a broad strike. And if your coin seems thinner, lighter, or made from a different metal, you might have one struck on the wrong planchet. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. Coins that have remained untouched by circulation, those with their original shine and no scratches, are far more valuable than those that have been used in daily transactions. The combination of a rare minting error and perfect preservation can turn an ordinary-looking coin into something worth thousands, or even tens of thousands, of dollars. That what's so captivating about the South Carolina quarter is that it blends elegance with mystery. Each coin carries the story of a state that stood strong through history, and each error coin carries the story of a minting miracle, a moment when precision gave way to imperfection, and imperfection created rarity. Collectors all over the world continue to search for these coins, driven by the thrill of finding one of those elusive treasures hiding in plain sight. Now comes the moment every coin enthusiast waits for, the ultimate reveal of value. Among all the South Carolina state quarters discovered, a few rare examples have sold for staggering amounts due to dramatic minting errors and pristine condition. One extraordinary example of the 2000 South Carolina quarter has reached a jaw-dropping value of $73,000. The next time you're counting your change or rolling coins, take a moment to look closely at your quarters. That little piece of metal might not just be worth 25 cents. It could be a masterpiece of minting history waiting to be discovered. Thanks for joining me on this fascinating journey into the story of the South Carolina quarter. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss another story from the hidden world of rare coins. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your coins clean, and your curiosity alive, because treasures are everywhere if you know where to look.